Real quick, I'd like to give a massive shout out to all the homies at the Patreon who chose to support the cult and to help to keep the lights on. If you want more information on how to support the channel and get your name up there with these chats, well, fucking check out the video description. All right, guys. Illidan is a long fight with 5 phases. He goes phase 1, then phase 2, and then phase 3 and 4 alternate until 30% health, and then he goes into phase 5. Starting with phase 1, it's a tank and spank. Tank him where he stands and pump. Tank needs to look out for shear and mitigate it as much as they can. It's also important to face the boss away from the raid for draw soul so melee don't get hit by it. Also, both melee and the tanks need to dodge flame crash, which leaves fire on the ground. Lastly, his phase 1 is parasitic, whatever, shadow fiends, which picks a random person and after a short time spawns 2 very low health like shadow things. After they spawn, they just chase their target down. If they touch their target, 2 more will spawn. Simply kill them. They die in a one shot. Whoever gets the debuff, drop the parasites off away from the raid and then turn around the hunters and kill them, or Arcane Explosion kills them too pretty much. Use a frost trap if you're having troubles with them. Phase 2 is the hardest part of the fight. If you get past this phase, you kind of win. This is largely on the tanks and is known as the flame dance. As for Illidan himself, he's kind of just floating in the air being an asshole, shooting fireballs, which does a decent amount of AoE and which you can do nothing about except mitigate some of the damage by splitting your raid into 3 groups, or 4 if you're having troubles with it. Melee group and everyone else in 2 groups. This makes it so its splash won't hit the whole raid and instead just hits little clumped up groups. He will also dark barrage someone for a shit ton of damage. So healers just spam heal whoever he chooses. And then lastly, he will shoot eye beams that will pretty much one-shot you, but the flame patch itself doesn't do that much damage. Either way, dodge both of them. Now for the hard part, the fire Ellies. Okay. Both off tanks here need to tank these fire Ellies facing away from the raids so they don't roast everybody with a breath called Flame Blast. After that breath, they will drop a fire on the ground and it is imperative that you move out of it. Both of these Ellies deal a lot of fire damage that would otherwise kill you, so you both need to have max fire resistance. No, not 300, not 244, deadass cap 365, okay? Even on Blizzard servers. Don't be that guy who wipes your raid because you didn't want to wear all the fire res. Illidan will throw his 2 glaives down, which that's where the Ellie spawned from in the beginning. It's crucial that nobody goes any further than 25 yards or the elementals will enrage with something called Uncaged Wrath, charging whoever it was and then killing your raid afterwards. Have your tanks kind of tank back and forth on these sides of the circle while moving to drop the flame patch on the ground. Then just moving ever so slightly to get out of the patch. Occasionally the raid groups might have to move as well, so pay attention, otherwise you'll get caught with the blast. Now, I've never tanked this, so instead I'll leave you with this very quick video linked above that'll show you how to properly tank them, as well as a more in-depth one that'll come up right here after this one. After you kill one, kill the other, and phase 3 will begin. Phase 3 is the same as phase 1, besides the addition of Agonizing Flames, which is just some more damage you can avoid by spreading. Note that in between each phase, it's a threat reset, so be careful not to pull any aggro. Roughly 45 to 50 seconds into phase 3, phase 4 will begin. Now this is a demon phase. Just like Leotheris, he will have a demon phase, and just like Leotheris, you can have a warlock tank it. Have him put at least 300 shadow resistance on, remove Blessing of Salvation, get max range, and spam those Searing Pains. However, just like Leotheris, you can cheese this. Not only by us, but many raids on the PTR are not even using a warlock tank, and instead they're just blowing Lust and CDs on that phase and blasting him. Due to the ease of the fight, it allows you to blow past an entire phase while also freeing up a big DPS warlock to pump the whole fight. I suggest this 100% as it is the easiest way to deal with it. As for the raid itself, at the start of the phase, he will send out 4 shadow demons that will fixate on a random person and stun them until they either reach them or that shadow demon dies. If that shadow demon does reach that target dies instantly. So make sure everybody turn and burns them quick. We start seeding a couple seconds before they come out just to kill them fast. Also spread out for flame bursts because even if a few people are stacked up, you will die. 30 seconds of this and you'll be back into phase 3. And you're going to go back and forth until 30% where phase 5 will begin. However, I doubt you'll see much trouble because outside of phase 2 is a literal meme. Okay. But for anyone still having trouble out there, just wait for Maeve Shadowsong to come out and drop a trap, move him over to the trap and pump him down. It increases his damage taken by 100% and it will help you finish him off. Good luck and peace.